Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rurouni Kenshin episode number 17 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, it was, yeah, it was a, what can I say, like, it was an episode where I kind of expected what happened by the end, but at the same time, I didn't know, like, I obviously knew that Rajuta did have some kind of a plan, but I wasn't expecting what happened in the end. That was the whole situation. So basically, what happened was obviously, I think what the kid's name? I forgot his name. Yutaro or something like that. I think he comes into our dojo, like getting trains with us, and like Kaoru teaches him, and Yahiko like spars with him and everything, and he kind of gets better and better, and but he still says like, yeah, I'm not going to join officially because Raijuta Sensei is my teacher. He's the one who helped us doing a bandit attack and all that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, there must be something fishy going on with Raijuta. And then it was confirmed when we got to see Raijuta during the flashback. When Rajita saved them, he didn't kill the bandits who came. I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem like something that he would do. He would definitely go chase them down and kill them. The fact that he just let them go. So I was like, yeah, he must be working together with them. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. He was working together with them, and he was just trying to get some money and some funding for his like crazy lofty goals of like destroying all the other spineless sword techniques, his goal. So yeah, and that's why he did that. But now that Kenshin is in front of him, he's like, oh, I'm going to defeat Kenshin, and that's why he has targeted us now. So in the end, I wasn't expecting what happened in the end. Kenshin tries to protect Yahiko from that one blow, not Yahiko, that kid from that one blow, but he isn't able to, and the kid gets hurt. And now later on, Megumi says that he cannot be a swordsman from here onwards. And obviously, Kenshin is pissed, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to come back for you. Just you wait. I'm going to take him to the hospital. Then I'm going to come back and teach you a lesson. So I'm guessing we're going to get a fight here in this episode. Let's get started then. Episode number, wait, 17? Yeah, 17. So I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Oh, it dampened enough. Oh, damn. Oh, boy. And he likes it. Oh, boy. Yeah. What the hell? What? Okay. Settling the score. Oh my god, he fell. Yeah. Oh, he went on his way to settle the score. Mm. Yeah, otherwise it'll just haunt him forever. Yeah, that's true. Like he can just stay here, but that'll just make it even worse. Ah, he just. Bruh, are you deluded? You who the hell are you, man? You're just a. Wow. Bro, shut up. I'm pretty sure Sanosuke can even take him. I feel like Sanosuke can even take him. He's that like. Yeah. God damn. He can grab you and like punch you in the face 2 times. You'll probably not be able to get up. Oh. All right, here we go. I really hope Kenshin one shots him. Please. I want to see that. Like he's so cocky. He needs a. Okay. Wow, he just dodges it. Yeah. Hmm. Well, yeah, it's obvious. Little bleeding. Ah. Didn't you see he dodged it? Are you blind? Instantly created defense and air density. It was kind of like a mirage. He's just dodging it. Yeah. Bro, he's dodging all your attacks. Yeah. Yeah, but he can just dodge it. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo. Oh, he got hit. Only one. Okay, stop. 10 years. He's so deluded. Yeah, you attacked him 20 to 30 times and one of them hit. Wow, what a. Yeah, you're trash. Oh, wait. Wait, what? Okay, that wasn't. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. True, true. Exactly. Oh, wow, he's a poser. Okay. He acts tough. He's just a pathetic individual. That's it. Oh god. Oh my god, he just dodged in midair. What? Ah. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure Kenshin can. Yeah, but I don't think you have to. Oh my god. Yo, he's so. None of your attacks are hitting, dude. What is wrong with you? Yeah, like, are you so. Wow, this guy's trash. What? Yeah? Okay. Oh my god. It might be, but you're the one who's using it, so out of range. Okay. Oh, he. Oh my. Oh! 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 Bro, that's it. Over. Wow, this guy was actually a poser. He was just he was just you know what's that word? All bark and no talk. Yeah, that thing. Oh, it's over. Oh my god. Great. That's it. He attacked 50 to 60 times, none of them hit, and Kenshin hit him 1 to 3 times, and that's over. Oh my god. Oh, great. Yo, someone make sure that he can never hold a sword again. Kenshin do the same thing that he did to. I hope he does that. I hope he does that. Yeah. Yeah, he has never taken a life. He's just. Yeah. Hmm. True. Abandon your soul. Yeah, like the fact that he used those robbers and the bandits to like trick them in itself is just I should have realized then that yeah, this guy's just a poser. He's like nothing. Yeah, just leave him. He can just wallow in his own pride and just whatever the hell whatever the hell he has left, he can just yeah. What? Hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah. But his son was like, mm. Yeah. Superficial strength. Yep. Mm. Wait, are they leaving or something? Oh. Wait. Really? Oh. I see. But I don't think it's that easy. Like, if. Mm. I'm sure he'll come back. Like, yeah, it's going to not work like that. Like, you cannot just say that. Oh my god. Oh wow, he just parried it. Yeah. Everyone's just looking at them. True. Yeah, that one was a superficial one. Hmm. Yeah. Bro, why are they not getting arrested? You're fighting in the. Yeah, he'll back. He'll be back. Yeah. 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 Yeah, but he went on the wrong path. Mm. Yeah, that's true. Like, that is actually a good thing because he didn't go in that path. But still, like, whatever he did after that in no way is forgivable. Yeah. Oh, this is his name. Reserved. All right. Hmm. Is that it? Oh no, there's still something. Oh my god, what's going to happen here? Oh lord, hey, what? Right, oof, bruh, what the hell? Oh god. Oh my god. Whoa, what the? Wait, what? Oh, he cut the statue. Okay, so he didn't. Ugh. Well, at least he didn't take that step. Hmm. Sanosuke and Nishin. Okay. There you go. That was it. Right. This episode. So yeah, obviously, I kind of said in the previous episode, I was looking at the whole situation. I was like, yeah, I feel like he's not really going to be a big deal. Like, yeah, his sword techniques and everything is very flashy and everything. But against Kenshin, I was like, like comparing him to anyone else, like a normal swordsman, yeah, he's very strong. That's obviously true. He himself, like that whole sword technique and everything. And even in the end, Kaoru also says that if he didn't fuss about all these superficial things, he might have been actually the founder of a new technique. But unfortunately, he went the wrong path. So yeah, overall, comparing him to other swordsmen and normal ordinary people, yeah, he's definitely very strong. He is the strongest. However, here we're comparing him to Kenshin, and that's what I said in the previous episode. That comparing him to Kenshin, I feel like he's not a big deal. Seeing how he's doing his stuff. For example, someone who, as Kenshin says, someone who is um, like someone who's like kills people or who's like has taken lives and everything, they won't get happy seeing like 50 of their attacks miss and one of them hit. Like he was like, oh, I finally got one, yeah, like that. He was literally like that. Like he was attacking him, like 20 of them were missing, and then like the final one hit, and he's like so happy about it. He's like, yeah, like see, I got you. I'm the strongest. That's what Kenshin said. Like seeing you and seeing what you're doing, you definitely haven't taken a life. Like people who have taken lives, they have a different thing within them. They they don't get happy like this with half of the attacks missing the target. So that is the thing. And not only that, like a lot of other things were like very weird. For example, how he ambushed those, Yutaro's family by working together with pesky little like bandits. Someone who's uses a murderous sword, as he calls it, someone like that, they wouldn't stoop to this low, stoop this low to do something like as pesky as this, like ambushing someone. Also, previous episode, he sneaks up on Kenshin. Who does that? If you are a swordsman, if you're a samurai, you're if you're that confident in your techniques, why would you ambush him, sneak around, like all these things made me think in the previous episode that yeah, this guy, it's something about him. He definitely is not as strong as he seems like, at least in front of Kenshin. And I feel like in this episode, as we saw, I feel like even Sanosuke could take him. As Sanosuke says that, like, you, you're a swordsman. Like, you want to fight with me? Like, I'm a fighter. I'm not like, I'm a brawler. And if you lose to someone like me, that'll be embarrassing. That'll be extremely embarrassing. As a swordsman, that'll be like a blemish for the rest of your life. You're fighting an unarmed person and you're getting defeated. That is embarrassing. That will be embarrassing. And not only that, I like even like when Yahiko was just like just going against him, and he was like, "Oh, if you want to kill me, come on." Like seeing all this, yeah, he's definitely someone who is in no way comparable to Kenshin. But you know what? Like Kenshin says in the end, like looking at the whole situation in a different way, it is good that he didn't walk that path. Because if he walked that path, he would have been a different monster. And he would have been someone who would probably have killed so many people. There's a silver lining to this. However bad it sounds like after seeing what happened to Yutaro and how he betrayed them and everything, however bad it sounds like, there's a silver lining to the fact that he didn't walk the path Kenshin walked. If he walked that path, if he had taken lives, up until now he probably would have killed at least so many people, and so many people would have like lost their lives because of him. The fact that he couldn't kill people is a good thing, as Kenshin says in the end, that he never walked that path. Yeah, obviously they were at that point of time, we were kind of like, oh, you like we were kind of like, oh, you haven't even done anything, you're just posing, you're like acting tough in front of Kenshin, and we were kind of like looking down on him. But as Kenshin says, looking back on that situation, it is good that he never walked that path. Because if he walked that path, there would have been a different monster called Raijuta who would have existed in this world, who probably would have killed so many people. Like, That is bad, The fact that he hasn't killed made the situation so much more less concerning. you know he never walked Kenshin's path. And also another good thing in the end, that he, like, when Kenshin was saying that, oh, you haven't taken a life, if, like, I know people who have taken lives, they drown in their, like in their own conflict, like emotions, and they, like, are like in an abyss who they're not able to come out from it. Like, unless and until you have that within you, you cannot call yourself a murderer or a killer, or say that you're using like a murderer's sword or something. You've never walked that path. Even though, like, Kenshin's like said all of that things to him, and those are all true. So the fact that he, like, never, what can I say? Like, in the end, even in the end, I was thinking that when Kenshin said all of those things to him, he might actually snap, and he might actually try to take a life. Now that Kenshin said all of this, and that's what happened in the end. Like, I kind of thought that, yeah, what, like, Kenshin is saying all of these things to him, he might actually, like, take a rash decision and start walking that path now that Kenshin said that to him. And it seemed by the end of it that that was almost what was going to happen. But then again, a good thing happened in the end, that he didn't take a life, and he, like, broke down crying. So those are, I guess you could say, the positive things that came out of this episode, and the positive developments that we got to see. Yeah, obviously, the whole situation with Yutaro, him taking Yutaro's whole ability to, hold a sword and everything, all those things are definitely bad. But I'm just imagining a scenario where if Raijita really said what he meant, if he really was someone who has taken lives, I'm just imagining a scenario like that, Yuta probably would have been dead now. Like, it wouldn't have gone through the arm injury. Like, he probably would have killed him then and there, if he was someone who took lives. Since he's someone who has never taken a life, obviously he cannot do that. He cannot take that burden. So he always tried to, like, not take a life, because obviously he cannot. It's very difficult to do that. And he never took that step. That is a good thing. If he was exactly as he said he was, if he wasn't a poser and he was actually the type of person that he described himself to be, yeah, then this whole situation would have been so much more bad. He probably would have killed so many people. He probably would have killed Yutaro as well. Not only Yutaro, I feel like he probably would have killed his whole family. Like, that whole thing. So the fact that it didn't escalate to that, the only reason behind that is that he was just a faker. He faked everything. And that's the good thing here. Yeah, the thing that he did to Yaiko was obviously bad. But just imagine a scenario where he was exactly the type of man he described himself to be. It wouldn't have gone through a simple arm injury. He would have been dead. So if you think about it in that way, try to think about the positive things that came out of this whole situation, it could have gone worse. That is what I'm trying to say. The whole situation could have gone a lot worse if he was like that. So yeah, but obviously that doesn't really, like, clear out all the bad things that he has done. He has done so many bad things, and he definitely needs to be punished and, like, suffer for that. And we can see that he is suffering for it. But, like, I really hope he actually stops. Like, Kenshin literally told him that just abandon the sword. You cannot do it. Like, seeing your whole obsession about, like, this is the thing. Like, the fact that Kenshin told him to abandon the sword, obviously, like, doesn't mean that he doesn't have, like, talent or anything. Kenshin says that because the way he fussed about the whole spineless sword technique and all that, he could have gone to the wrong way. There's a lot of other people who use swords, who are swordsmen, like Kaoru, Yahiko. They never have taken a life. Does that mean they're not worthy enough to take the sword and they need to abandon the sword? Obviously not. Kenshin doesn't want people to take lives. He himself doesn't take lives now. So, but by the, like, when Kenshin said that abandon the sword, he didn't say that because Raijuta isn't talented enough or he hasn't taken a life. Not because of that. He said that because he's too obsessive about the wrong things and he could easily walk the wrong path. Also the fact that, like if he was like a normal person who wanted to be a swordsman, he could have easily been that. And that's what Kaoru said, that if he didn't fuss about these like random superficial things, and like, like his whole conception of like, oh, unless and until you take a life, you're not worthy enough, or all these swordship, like, menship are just bad, like, spineless techniques. If he didn't fuss on those type of things and just focused on his own swordsmanship, he would have been a good swordsman. He would have been worthy of the sword. But he didn't do that. He walked the wrong path, and he did it half-assedly. Which is obviously, like I said, a good thing, because if he actually was a bad person, if he actually was a killer, it would have been a way worse. But the fact that he fussed about the wrong thing, and he's like walking the wrong path, and he could easily walk the wrong path now and even go in a worse situation, that's why Kenshin is like, yeah, you just abandon the soul, it's not for you. Like, I can see it in your eyes. And yeah, I really hope he does that, because, like I said, even though the situation could have been worse, he did commit a lot of crimes, and he did do a lot of bad things. So he does need to pay for it. So yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. Like, in the end, it does seem like he actually abandoned the sword, because his sword falls down and he like falls down crying. I guess that's a symbolic way of saying that maybe that's it for him. I don't know what he's going to do. He's probably not going to take up the sword again, and that's good, and that's actually good, because he's someone who would never be able to turn a new leaf. It seems like that. I'm not really sure. Like I'm just thinking that he's not going to take up the sword again. I might be wrong, but if he's able to turn a new leaf in the future, maybe we'll see him again. I don't know if he will. Then we'll see. But for now, it doesn't seem like he would be able to turn a new leaf. At least he needs some time. He needs some time to actually reflect on what he did. And if he's able to change, yeah, then that's that's good then. Like they say, like, everyone deserves a second chance, even though this isn't really a second chance. He has done a lot of bad things. Still, like, if he is able to change himself as a person, yeah, sure, he can he can amend for his pay amend. What's that word? He can I cannot find that word. What's that word? He can pay for his wrongdoings, and he can make amends to it. If he's able to do that, then yeah, because obviously, like, we need to remember that Kenshin is also someone who has taken a lot of lives. The fact that he is trying to change himself and he's trying to make amends to it in itself says that anyone in this anime, obviously, if you are like a very bad person, not like, but at least someone like Raijuta, if he tries to turn a new leaf, and if he tries to change, and if he changes himself, then that's all well and good. Because always, in these type of situations, if you're able to make amends to your wrongdoings, then yeah, you're a better person. A lot of people are not able to do that. If you're able to do that, in itself says, yeah, a lot about you. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if you're going to see him in the future. If you are able to see him, if you see him in the future, hopefully he's a changed person. Or I don't know, maybe this is the final episode we see him. Don't really know. Let's wait and see. But anyways, this was like a little mini arc about this dude. And yeah, Yutaro left in the end, and as Yahiko said, that is this going to be the end of you? Was that all you had? And Yutaro's like, no, I'm going to come back again. So maybe we'll see Yutaro in the future episodes as well. Let's see. So that was this episode. Right, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. As we get to see in the beginning scene, Yutaro, the doctor says that yeah, it's impossible. The fact that Kenshin dampened the blow made sure that Yutaro at least kept his hand. His hand could have been cut off. So that's the good thing. So Yahiko's obviously very frustrated. He's like, can't you do something? And the doctor and Megumi's like, we're not omnipotent. We cannot really, do everything and anything. So later on, Yutaro falls down and they come in and they're like, okay, come with us. The whole situation with Raijuta, Kenshin has already went there to deal with him, but you need to come with us, otherwise this is going to haunt you forever. And I kind of agree with Yahiko over there, because I also think that was the correct decision. If Yutaro decided to just stay there and Kenshin took care of him, I feel like this would have been a bigger burden on him. He needed to go there and and go through the whole thing and see what happens. You know, like look over the whole situation and get his closing for it. And that is going to make him, I don't know, feel a lot better. Because if he just stays there cooped in like that won't do. He'll forever it'll burden him and it'll like eat at him. So the fact, Yahiko's like, yeah, you need to come with me. Come on, you need to see this. Otherwise, it'll be over for you. Mentally you'll be broken. So yeah, they take him over there. While over there, Sanosuke and Raijito was talking, and then Sanosuke just like riles him up, and Sanosuke's like, oh, you know what's funny? The fact that Raijito's like, oh, he's not coming. 2 hours has passed. 1 hour has passed. Oh, he might have been like scared of me and ran away. Like his ways of provocations is so childish. I'm talking about Raijuta. Like what? He's like, oh, he's 1 hour late. Oh, he must have gotten like afraid looking at my power. Oh ho ho! Like spoken like a true third-graded villain. Like what the hell? Who says that? In that type of situation. When Kenshi said that, wait here, I'm going to go to take him to the hospital. I'm going to come back. He's like, oh, he must have run away. He's afraid of me. Ha ha ha. The almighty me and my technique. He saw that and he's like shivering in his boots now and he's run away now. Like the almighty great like Raijuta sama has like scared him off. That's literally what he was doing there. Like I've only heard third-rate villains say something like that in that type of situations. I'm like, dude, you're embarrassing yourself. Shut up. Like what the hell is wrong with you? And Sanosuke's like, yeah, you think so? And Sanosuke is like, oh, but that might be your excuse of trying to get away from me because you're afraid of Kenshin. Yeah, you can do that if you want to. I'm just going to look the other way if you run away now. Obviously, Raijuta gets angry. Rajit's like, oh, I'm going to kill you. And Sanosuke's like, yeah, like his whole thing, his provocations and everything is literally what a third-rate villain does. Like the whole thing like that we saw here. The first episode when he was introduced, we never got any of those vibes from him. And now this episode literally shows us how much of a third-rate villain he is. Like he's just that pathetic. Like he's that bloated about his ego is bloated. He's just so prideful about himself and his so-called like power or whatever. And his way of looking at the world is like, oh, like these souls techniques, since they don't take lives, are lame. I'm cool, since I my technique can take lives. Like a literal third-rate villain way of thinking. So yeah, and Sanosuke's like, yeah, you want to take me in? You want to fight me? Come on then. But oh, here's the thing. Here's a little a little advice. If you take me, try to fight me. I'm a fighter. If I defeat you, that'll be the end of you. You'll forever remember that. It'll be like a blemish on your whole thing, where you fought an unarmed person and you've lost using a sword. That'll be the end. You won't be able to recover from this. And they were kind of like squaring off against each other, but Kenshin comes in and Kenshin's like, let's fight. So yeah, and here we get to see Kenshin kind of talk about his technique, and he kind of deconstructs it and tells him like, oh, this is what your technique is. He says like, since he talks about how his power, what was it called, like Izuna, I think Matoi Izuna or something like that, where he uses those those shock waves. That is something that kind of distorts the atmosphere around it, making it seem as if it's like an illusion. And it's like a mirage kind of situation. That is why Kenshin wasn't able to properly protect Yutaro. And Kenshin says like, that was my mistake. I should have realized that. The fact that it distorts the atmosphere and the brunt of your technique didn't really hit me, but hit Yutaro, who was behind me, who was trying to protect. That was my mistake. I should have realized that. When he properly deconstructs his technique and he's attacking Kenshin, Kenshin's dodging him, and he's getting happy with that. Like I said, he's so delusional. in this episode, Raijuta. And he's like, in the end, one of them hits him, and he's like, ah, look at me, I hit you, like, and he's like boasting about his technique, and Sanosuke's like, bruh, like, you attacked 20 times, one of them hit, and you're getting happy about that. What are you, 5? Like, how old are you? Like, you're saying that you're like some kind of a crazy murderer, killer or something, and you're getting happy after missing 19 of your attacks and hitting one of them. Like, what? Even Kenshin says in the end that the fact that you're getting happy after grazing my wrist one time tells me what type of a person you are, and how everything that you've said up until now are all lies. You're not like any killer or anything. Any killer or any murderous person who's using a murderous sword technique wouldn't be happy after missing 19 of the 20 shots that they shot at me. The the 20 attacks that you used against me, after missing 19 of them and grazing one of them, anyone who is someone of your caliber, as you say yourself to be, wouldn't be happy about that. You're a fake. And that's literally what Kenshin said. And that makes him even more mad. And he's like, and then he starts using Mato, Izuna, and the other one like in tandem, like one after the other. When Kenshin's going close to him, he's using Izuna, and when he's going like far off from him, he's like using his ranged attack. And then Kenshin again gets kind of hit a little bit, and he's again also happy. He's like, oh, I hit you again. It's over. I'm stronger than you. Ha 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 ha. And Kenshin's like, alright, you know what? Let me show you. Like the fact that I cannot get closer to you, I should just use the ranged attack against you. And he literally, like, I don't know what he did there. He kind of flung his sword, which go and hit his eyes. It rattles him. And this part is so cool. He takes his sheath, mid-air, he sheathes his sword, and using that same momentum, whacks his head. So he throws his sword, it hits him, takes his sheath and puts it in the sword, and using that same momentum, hits it in the head. That is what a swords master is. The good God, that's crazy. Like, Raijuta couldn't even dream of something like this, ever. And good God, it gets him. He falls down. And it rattles him. And that's it. It's over. One shot. Literally one shot. And then Raijuta is like all down. And Yutaro and Yahiko comes in. And Yutaro sees, like his former master making an embarrassment of himself. Just on the ground. And when Yahiko tries to go, he grabs Yahiko. And he's like, oh, I have a hostage. I'll kill this rat. And obviously all of them knows that he won't be able to do that. He's never taken alive. And even Yahiko is like, bruh, you want to kill me? Come on, do it. Imagine your hostage threatening you back. Good God. You're taking a hostage and your hostage is like, yeah, you want to kill me? Come on, do it. Let me see what you can do. That is actually crazy. And that completely destroys the little amount of self-confidence he had in him left. And the fact that even Sanosuke comes in and he's screaming, he's like, I'm going to kill him. Like, don't come near me. And Yaiko's like, yeah, you want to kill me? Come on, do it. And Sanosuke's like, yeah, you're going to kill him? Come on, do it. And Kenshin's also saying the same thing. And all of them are like, kind of going towards him, like surrounding him. And the little amount of self-confidence he had was broken when that happened. When Yahiko's like, when your hostage is threatening you back, it's over. It is over. And it's over. What this kind of reminded me of? There's a YouTube video I've seen. I'm pretty sure you've seen. You guys must have seen it, at least a few of you guys. There's a YouTube video where there's a robber who comes inside a store, and he has a, I don't know, like a gun or something, or like some kind of a weapon, and he's like threatening everyone. And he's like, oh, you guys, give me all the money. And everyone's just sitting there just looking at him. And he screams a few times and he's like, give me all the money. He tries to take, point his weapon at one of the normal people who's sitting there. And he sees that nothing is working. They're just sitting and staring at him. He does that for a few minutes and then he's like, well, it's not working. And he leaves the store. I'm pretty sure, I'm sure a lot of people have seen that YouTube video. This reminds me of that. Imagine the people who you try to threaten isn't threatened. And they and here it's even worse. Yako threatens him back. And he's like, the little amount of self-confidence that is there, he's like, oh my god, it's over. It's done. Like he's sweating and everything. And here Kenshin, it's like the last nail in his coffin when Kenshin comes in and he's like, Yoshinko, you may be able to slash men, but it cannot kill them. And then Kenshin says that abandon your sword before you come across a real murderous sword and lose your life. That's it. Over. He drops Yahiko there. All the self-confidence, the little amount of self-confidence he had just completely crushed. And yeah, in the end he says that the fact that, you are, what can I say? Like, the fact that you're being happy even though you're not hitting me shows me that you're not a murderer or anything like that you claim to. And he says that, where's that part where Kenshin says that, where is it? Here we go. A sword that plummets you into the abyss with the weight of the souls you took. That is a murderous sword. Exactly. And you obviously haven't treaded that path. And I'm glad that you haven't treaded that path. But abandon your sword before someone like that actually comes against you and actually kills you. And there you go. And he's like, come on, Yahiko, let's go. And he's just there standing. And they leave him. And there you go. Oh wait, I just realized something. Wait a minute. The statue? Oh, what? Wait. Oh wow, that's so. There's a very subtle thing that I feel like a very subtle symbolism that you can miss here. I just realized it since I'm looking back at it. The statue. What is that? A Buddha statue? I'm not really sure. What is it, or like a monk statue? Wow, this is crazy. You see there when the fight happened with Kenshin, the statue was there. The mouth was kind of upside down, as if the statue is angry, like this. And later on in the ending scene, you will see when he cuts the head of the statue, the statue falls down. The old woman is like, "Oh, the statue falls down." She takes it, and since the statue has two faces, that kind of thing, like the optical illusion where if you reverse a face, it becomes happy, and if you reverse the face, it becomes sad. That kind of thing. The old woman put the head in the wrong direction, and in the end, you see the statue smiling at him. That is such a subtle symbolic symbolism. Like when he was being this fake person, the statue was his face was angry. And now in the end, when he decides to actually abandon his sword, and instead of killing those two, that woman and that girl, he cuts the head and he decides not to take a life. From an angry, it was the face was sad of the statue, but then when he puts it back, it's happy now. What I'm trying to say? That's such an interesting. I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute, wasn't the statue face upside down? So in the final scene, it's smiling, and then I saw that. Wow, that's such an interesting way. I'm sure that's a very missable, symbolic, representation of the whole situation. Because yeah, up until now he was a fake person. He was a bad person, and up until the final moment where if he took that life there, it would have been end. He would have started walking a path where nobody could have taken him out of it. But the fact that he didn't do that and cut off the head of the statue, and the statue is put back in, and the statue is smiling now. So which obviously shows in a symbolic way that yeah, at least he'll try to change from here onwards, and he has realized his mistakes. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. I didn't, that's a good way symbolically they kind of showed that. Anyways, now after that, next day I think we go to Yutaro's place, and Yutaro's not coming out. Obviously he's depressed and sad, and yeah, Kaoru gives them a little bit of a something, and Kenshin's talking to the dad, and the dad says we were just a samurai family. I didn't have any skill in swordsmanship, but I was able to gain a lot of money by selling swords to the people. And if you think about it like that, yeah, you might say that I'm a coward. I'm someone who has sold my own soul to by selling souls to foreigners. But like that is the path that I can walk. I agree that I'm a spineless coward, you know, but this is the way I could survive, and I'm ashamed of myself. But and then he says like, but I think Yutaro probably wanted, like he saw me and he probably wanted to live his life in a different way. He wanted to live for me. The path that I wasn't able to walk, he wanted to walk that path. But now that's been taken from him. And I like like I kind of, I don't know what to say. Like when he was saying that, oh, like like I'm, where's that part, I'm a disappointment or I'm a shame, I don't know, like where's that part. Yeah, my life of success from it might be might look like a success from an outsider's view. However, upon changing how you look at things, you could say it's a loser's life. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, obviously, like what he did was, as he says, like he sold his soul. Because a samurai's soul is their sword. So since he says so to the foreigners, he said that I've sold my soul to it. Like I started living a loser's life. But I don't know. I feel like everyone, like has his way of, I don't know. You know what? Like, there's one thing that is actually bothering me. That is that he's actually selling souls to the foreigners and everything. Like, you know. But again, like, because at that point of time, I feel like this would be looked at, like, people would look at him as a traitor to their, because it's a. Oh no, but. Nah, you know what? This is peacetime. So I think he could easily do that. If this was like war times, I could see like him selling souls to like the foreigners. Everyone could look at him in a wrong way and be like, oh, in war times you're helping the enemy or something like that. I don't know. Like, but now that it's peacetime, I think he can easily do it. Can he not? Like, it's just a business. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess back in the days, it was like people looked at the things in a very different way, you know. But obviously, like, like since, as he says, like, I cannot be good at swordsmanship, so I decided to take this way of life. And he thinks of it as a loser's way of life. As a samurai, he thinks that, it's bad. But yeah, I guess, like, it's probably because it's back in the days, like, since it's back in the days, people, like, like, looks at so many different things in such a different way. Like, someone who's a samurai who left the sword and selling swords now, people would look down on them. And that's what he's saying, probably. But yeah, like, the good thing is that, like, he, he didn't do anything bad, like killing people or anything. As Kenshin says, that one should not never do that. And Kenshin has walked that path, and that's why he knows the horrors of it. And being a samurai, like, means you have to take lives, especially during war times. So that is something I'm pretty sure Kenshin would always say, that if you have an alternative to taking lives, do that. So I feel like Kenshin probably would have accepted this guy, Yutaro's way of life, just because he didn't walk a path of taking lives. Something like that, I don't know. But if you think about it in a different way, he was supplying souls. So I guess in a way, he was selling tools of taking lives to other people. So yeah, it's a complicated situation. Yeah, but nothing you can do about it. Anyways, so there you go. And later on, he says like, I'm going to go to Germany. There's a lot of like good medicine, medical, like a lot of like like opportunities over there. Maybe we could heal his hand and stuff like that. And it might be a long time that. Oh, and he also says like maybe it'll take his mind off swordsmanship. He'll be able to live in peace. But like he says that who knows when we'll come back. Maybe we might not come back. So yeah. So the next day they're in the train station, and they're just there. Sorry. Yutaro doesn't speak, tries to go away, but in the end, like Yahiko wasn't able to stay still. He goes and attacks him, and he parries it immediately. Like muscle memory. I love how his dad is just bewildered. He's like, "What the hell is going on here?" And not only the dad, everyone's just looking at them. And Yahiko's like, "Yeah, you're gonna run away or something? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, like, is this all you've got?" And then Yuta's like, dream on. I can easily defeat you with one hand. And they start squabbling again. And then, yeah, in the end, Yahiko's like, don't do that. Just, don't give up. Like, and in the end, Yuta says, like, yeah, definitely. Like, well, what if I don't have one hand? I can use another hand. And this is something that I said in the previous episode. I was like, since he doesn't have one hand, can't he just use another hand to do it? But again, like I said, it's difficult. Like having two hands is obviously better than having one hand, obviously. But it's going to hamper him and hinder him so much. But as he says that it's fine. My wish of becoming a swordsman and like being someone strong is so much more than that one broken and one unusable hand won't be able to stop me from trying to achieve that. And that's what he said, that I'm going to come back, I'm going to defeat you. So yeah, I'll be back. And in the end, they kind of realized that. Oh, also another good thing Yahiko said here, he said something like, if you it was that all you had, you try to be stronger than what is that part? What's his name? Raijuta. Yeah, try to be stronger than the Raijuta. I'm not talking about the Raijuta who we saw. I'm talking about the Raijuta in your head. The person that you envisioned, the Raijuta, the strong person, the swordsman that you envisioned in your head. I'm talking about that Raijuta, not the one that we met. That Raijuta, be stronger than him. And yeah, there you go. And so that brings him back, and he's like, yeah, I'm definitely going to come back. So they say goodbye, and he's off. Yeah, and then later on in the end, Kenshin talks to Kaoru about Raijuta, and they kind of talk about how he walked the wrong path. And Kenshin says here that, yeah, I'm actually glad that he never walked the path of a murderer, because it would have been so much more worse in that situation. And yeah, so I'm glad about that. And Kaoru also says that I feel like he could have been actually the person who could have given birth to a new sword style if he didn't get distracted by all these unnecessary superficial things. It's a shame that someone as talented as him walked this path. And yeah, in the end, Kenshin says you're that guy. I forgot his name. The Maehara or something like that. That old man. Kenshin's like, he was kind of thinking about what's going to happen in the future of swordsmanship. Looking at Yahiko and Yutaro, I feel like everything will be okay. That's where it ended. And then there was after credit scene. Like I said, I was very concerned about something like this happening, where he would get pressured by Kenshin's words and he might try to take a life. And I was like, oh no, is this really going to happen? In the end, he doesn't. He doesn't take a life, he just slashes off the head. And like I said, it's a very good way they symbolize the whole statue, where in the beginning, during all of these things, the statue was the face was upturned, was sad, angry. But here, after Raijuta decided to not walk that path of a murderer or take that choice of killing those two people, the head was upturned. The old woman found the head and upturned it and put it back there, and now it's smiling, which is a symbolic way of saying that, yeah, Raijuta, he definitely did a lot of bad things, but he at least have changed from here onwards, and he'll not walk the wrong path. He will not make that mistake of taking a life. He could have easily taken a life. That was the crossroads in his life, it broke off into two paths. One path where he would kill those two people and just completely go and walk in a very wrong path and become a murderer, and the other path which he took in this episode, where he decided not to kill them. That path is the good path, and that's why the statue in the end was smiling. So there you go, that was it. A good arc. Like I said, the thing that happened to Yutaro was definitely bad, but it could have gone worse. That is the whole situation here. If Raijuta really was the man he claimed himself to be, it would have gone a lot worse. So I guess you could say that's a silver lining to it, but obviously that doesn't make the fact that he did all these bad things, doesn't really forgive all these things. He did take Yutaro's future. He did rob him of his future as a swordsman. So yeah, he's definitely going to suffer for that, and he's already suffering for it. So yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to episode number 17. Yeah, I think, yeah, 17 of Rurouni Kenshin. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video next week with another episode of Rurouni Kenshin. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.